Today we're going to be looking at Psalm 23. The 23rd Psalm is one of the more well-known and loved passages in the Bible. There's a good reason for that. The Psalm describes the blessings that come by having the Lord as our shepherd. So in Psalm 23, it says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake." The first half of the psalm, the psalmist describes the fact that God is my shepherd. And because the Lord is my shepherd, He is providing for us. He is guiding us. There is protection. There is peace that we have because the Lord is our shepherd. And so that's the condition. That's why this is a blessing, because there is the peace, there's protection, there is what God provides for us. All of those things come because the Lord is our shepherd. But then as the psalmist continues, he describes conditions that exist around him and the challenges that come just by going through life here that all of us face. He says in verse 4, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows." He describes walking through the valley of the shadow of death. He describes being in the presence of enemies. And yet even then, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We don't fear because the Lord is with us. We are in the presence of our enemies, but even then, God is still providing for us. And so all of these things continue to happen, even though we face hardships, even though we face loss in this life. God is still with us. God is still guiding us. God is still providing for us. He is still that good shepherd. And so the psalm ends in verse 6 by saying, "Surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." Because the Lord is our shepherd, we can look forward to the blessings that come in this life and the care and the guidance that God provides for us, even though there are a lot of difficulties and pain in this life. We still have the Lord as our shepherd. And so he says that I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is what we are striving for. This is the hope that we have. And the hope is available to us through the Lord. And that's where He's leading us. He says, goodness and mercy, or goodness and loving kindness, will follow me all the days of my life. And that will be true for us also if we will follow the Lord all the days of our life. So we need to remember that the Lord is our shepherd. And no matter if we're walking through the valley of the shadow of death, no matter if we're surrounded by enemies, God is still with us. God is still guiding us. God is still providing for us. But we have to follow Him. We have to follow Him. He is the shepherd. He is leading us. He is guiding us. He is protecting us. But we have to stay with Him. We have to follow Him wherever it is that He leads. And if we will do that, we can dwell in the house of the Lord forever.